Hey everyone, welcome to my plus size grandma reality show. Reality podcast. Reality show podcast. I'm Coco and I'm sitting outside getting some air. I actually just came out of my bedroom. I have been studying on different personality disorders for today. It's just something that I ran across and I liked what the woman was saying, and so I kept listening to it. Because I want to talk about projections aren't good. Be yourself. Because I have been going through that all my life, living with people's projections of me. And I realized that for some reason, people think when I don't go along with their program that I'm the bad person. But I actually have a right to have my own opinion of things. And just because I don't go along with what's being said or what's being done doesn't mean I don't still like and care for people. I just don't care to go along with what they got going on. And so that's pretty much what I'm going to be talking about today. But before then, I want to tell y'all something. I just did my hair and I have lost so much hair. Like my little ponytail that used to be a ponytail. It ain't even a ponytail, just touching it, and it's so fragile, and the hair's still falling out. So I just need to get that off my chest, because things like that, it does make me, it pisses me off because I know better. But now, getting back to this projection thing. Projection is when somebody tries to put their views and how they think things should be onto you. How they think you should act, how they think you should talk, how they think you should vote. You know, they just try to throw their opinions and stuff and say that, hey, you got to think this way too. That's basically what it is. And see, I've always been a free will thinker because it's just trauma alone. When you've been going through so much, you know, you have your own way of thinking, and if it sounds distorted to others, okay, oh well then. So my problem is, because so many people are used to nobody telling them, hey, that's not right. The moment I speak up for myself, because y'all know me from when I was a child, I never spoke up for myself. I took a lot of criticism. I took a lot of hits. I took a lot of physical and mental abuse and emotional abuse. I didn't speak up for myself. I was a people pleaser. Listen, I would fight, yeah, but why was I fighting? Because I was angry because I couldn't speak up for myself. So I would have to fight to go along with the program, that the narrative that everybody had already projected on me. Everybody was already calling me stuff like Mike Tyson and all this stuff, and I had to go along with it in order to keep up the image that they put on me. That was their projection. Inside my heart, I was crying because I knew I was a lover. Inside, I didn't feel like I had done anything special. I felt bad because I hurt people. I felt bad about that. On the inside, I knew my heart really wanted to do good, help people. And, you know, at that time when I was younger, I didn't know God like that. So I can't even say, try to lead people to Christ. But I tried to, I just wanted to help people. I always wanted to come up with things that was helpful. Instead, I let people project on me that you're a fighter. You're not, you're lower. You're not, you're beneath me. I ran around with that projection for so long. Narcissistic projections. I played into the narrative for so long. I could not speak up for myself, and I don't care. I remember I was 40-some years old, and somebody put on my post, on my Facebook post, you too grown for that. You ought to be speaking up for yourself. And I don't think people realize how hard it is to speak up for yourself. It was so hard for me to speak up for myself. The first time I spoke up for myself to my mother, it took everything out of me. I remember it took me about a week to recover from just speaking up to her, just saying that, hey, I don't like the way you treat treat me or the way you said something. My recovery time from doing that used to be a long time. So 2020, I started learning how to speak up for myself because I never was doing. People think fighting is speaking up for yourself. No, I wasn't speaking up for myself. I was living somebody else's projection. So that's not the same thing as speaking up for yourself. So now when I do learn how to start speaking up for myself, and I don't do it often, but I do it when I'm pushed there. You see, I still got to be pushed to that limit in order to speak up for myself. It's not that I can just look at you and just pop off at the mouth at you. I can't do that. I have to be pushed to that limit. I'm not there yet. I'm not that person that can just blurt out stuff like that. I've got to be pushed there. Once I'm pushed there and I finally do get the nerve to speak up for myself, what happens? I get told how bad of a person I am, how bad of a mother I am, how bad of a sibling I am, how bad of a daughter I am, how bad of a friend I am. Anytime I try to speak up for myself or get my point across, it comes off as I'm the bad person. And if I hadn't been this, and then my past gets threw up in my face and a whole bunch of stuff to make me feel bad, projecting their images onto me, how they feel about themselves onto me. And then have the nerve to flip it and say I'm the one doing that. I don't care what anybody does out here. You know that? I don't care what let me tell you something. When people in my family, I'm the only one in my family that's single. When the others got into relationships and stuff, I moved back. Because now they had somebody in their life. I won't finna be interrupting nobody's relationship because I don't want nobody up in my business. So I backed off. I let them do them. We see each other, we speak, whatever, you know. I let everybody do them. But anytime I do speak, now it's a problem. Somebody always finds a way to make everything I say a problem. I can say the sky is blue today, and somebody will find a reason to say, Jamie's starting trouble again. I am so sick of that. I'm so sick of it. It's crazy. I remember when I used to, I'm not going to call them names, but certain people used to call the police down on this end. And the first thing they would do, they would make people mad with them, and then people would call the police on them, or either somebody from that household would call the police. And the first thing you could hear them hollering, Jamie did it. Jamie did it. Jamie. Y'all keep my name out your mouth, okay? Keep my name out your mouth. I'm here fighting my own battles. And I'm not being selfish with the battle, but I had to learn how to stand and walk in this battle. So I don't need anybody projecting all that negativity on me because you won't take time to go get help for yourself. I never said I was a perfect person. Never said that. And I'm tired of people coming up around me trying to act like I'm saying I'm perfect and stuff. I don't give a hoot what you do. Fart till your face fall off. Do what you gotta do. I don't care anymore. That's just me. I'm sick of it. I got things on my mind in my life that I want to do. If you don't like where you're at, change it. But don't try to make me feel bad because you feel bad too. It takes a lot for me to smile these days. It takes a lot for me just to come out that bedroom and walk into my living room. To go to a store. It takes a lot. So don't be trying to make me feel bad about who I am and what I have been through. I never said I was perfect. That's a projection that people tried to put on to me for a long time. See, I tried to be the perfect fighter for them. I tried to be the perfect writer for them. I tried to be the perfect spokesperson for them. But no matter what I did, it was not good enough. I don't care anymore. I'm not trying to be good enough for anybody anymore. Matter of fact, I think I'll take me a trip and just take one of them off the record trips. People really think I got time to sit around and bicker back and forth with them. I can't say nothing to them. If I try to say something to one of my family members, and this is any of them, if I just say the simplest little thing, it turns into a big fuss and argument for nothing. Just because they used to fussing, they used to finding everything I say wrong. Well, I ain't got nothing to do with nothing, okay? I'm not saying nothing else. I'm no longer wanting the best for nobody. I want whatever God wants for you. That's what I want. So don't put me in nothing. Don't say nothing. Keep my name out your mouth. And I'm tired of the projections. I'm tired of people trying to make me feel bad about stuff I already had to fight to get through. Trying to make it seem like I want to be perfect. No, what you're doing is trying to hide what you're really doing. You got to find somebody to blame stuff on because you don't want to look inside yourself. I looked inside myself. I didn't like who I saw. That's when I started trying to change who I was. Because I didn't like what I was doing and where I was at. I still don't like how I keep my house. I don't like that stuff. You think I like living in a house where I can barely walk through? I don't like stuff like that. The moment I say what I do like is the moment everybody else finds a problem with it. Again, everybody meaning in black people term, it could be 2 to 3 people or more. Sometimes you got to get that definition. Because everybody don't really necessarily mean that everybody, the whole world. I had to clear that up because some people will try to make it seem like, oh, she mad with the world now. No, I'm not mad with anybody. I'm just not. I forgive. I feel a lot better these days that I'm forgiving a lot quicker these days. Because I know I'm not finna waste my time sitting back bickering with people back and forth. I ain't accusing nobody of nothing. I don't care what anybody does in your life. If you want to do what you want to do it in your life and be happy, be joyful. But don't come back and blame me if things don't go right. I don't even tell. I stopped telling what I was going through to a lot of them because I saw how they were using it against me. I stopped going on social media talking about a lot of stuff. There's more to it, but what's the need of me telling y'all? You can't help me. God can. And when the people who I did try to trust, they threw it back in my face. The moment they got mad at me, oh, you doing everybody like this. You just paranoid. You just looking for somebody to blame for this and that. You running everybody out. Oh, you didn't cause everybody to run away from you. I don't care. At the end of the day, when you're gone, you're gone. Run away. I never stopped anybody from coming here. I said one time to my mama, I said, you're not welcome here. And I apologized for that later on. And I changed that. And the reason why I said that at that time, because she kept trying to, I'm not going to mention what she was doing, but she was doing some things that was very harmful to me. And I'm talking about physical. That's the kind of stuff you can go to jail for. So I'm not even going to say that. But I forgave, and she's been back here several times since. People have a way of just, I think if they just hate you, they just hate you. Some people have a black and white mindset. They don't want to change. And that's what I'm dealing with. People who don't want to change. Instead of them changing, they look at me and point out all my faults and flaws. Everything that I'm doing wrong. Everything that I've done in the past. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I feel like this. If one of my grandchildren is doing something that's inappropriate, I'm going to tell them, hey, don't do that. And that's what I did. I told one of my grandchildren, don't do that. That's rude. That's a form of disrespect. Don't do that. And I get the 3rd degree because I want to tell them that it's not right to do people like that. Okay. I'm not going to sit back here and say that I won't ever try to correct them or lead them on the right road ever again. But I'm going to be more cautious now of how I lead my life around them and others. I'm going to be more cautious now because y'all got to understand the enemy is working in these days. And the enemy does not care who you are. And don't care who they are. He will use anybody. So the enemy be using people to project things onto you that they don't even know that the enemy is using them to do that. And because I do know that that's from the enemy, that's why I sit back and I just pray on it. Or I'm gonna, if you're doing something that's offensive to me, I'm not gonna just start fussing at you or cussing you out, something like that. I spoke in a gentle manner. But again, I'm the bad person. To hear others tell it that I'm the one who wants to be in control of everything, and I'm the one that wants only my children to have this and that. Newsflash, my children don't even like me like that. Okay? Okay? Did you get my newsflash? They don't care for me like that. You don't think that hurts me? That hurts me too. That hurts me. But see, I have to block my heart. I have to guard my heart. I told y'all last night, since 2018, I've been dodging stuff. It's hard to feel safe around people who you never know when they're going to turn on you. I said it last night. And I still feel the same way. I got outside enemies. I got inside enemies. I got house enemies. So while everybody thinking I'm this Miss Goody Two-Shoe and living it up like this and that, no. I'm in my suffering season. But the reason why I'm wearing it so well is because I actually do believe God. I do believe that the Lord will deliver me. I do believe that He can change anybody, including me. I'm not this perfect individual. I'm full of all kind of flaws. I stand up to use the bathroom. Think I like this stuff? Most of the time, my bath consists of jug water or a bottle of water. I have to catch people on good days when they feel like dealing with me. I don't get to pick and choose. Hey, can you help me today? I have to wait and get water on days when I can get help. I have to wait, get my trash took out on days when I can get help. And I know it's not going to be a problem. I have to wait till somebody else. I have to wait on somebody else's approval to do this and to do that. So how do I have a right to sit and act like I got it going on or like I'm more than somebody else when I know I'm not? But I also ain't got no low self-esteem neither that puts myself down, because I also know people around the world have to live. Some of them, that's all they know is living outside. So I don't overstress these things like this. This is just life for me right now. But don't start accusing me of stuff that I know I ain't done. Don't start putting words in my mouth. I say what I have to say now. I don't sit back and hide and sugarcoat what I say. What I say, I can say in your face, or I say it behind your back. If you being surveyed 24/7, you better learn how to speak. Whatever you speak in private, you better be man or woman enough to say it again in public. And that I am. Whatever I say in my privacy of my home, it's supposed to be the privacy of my home, but it's not. So whatever I say, I have to be man or woman enough to say it in front of people. If I don't like the way a person is treating me, I'm going to let them know. I'm not going to hold that back. I'm not going to hold that back. If I don't like how somebody treating me, I'm the one have to walk on eggshells around everybody, because everybody's so freaking sensitive, which they really not. Everybody is not freaking sensitive, and that's an understatement. Everybody is blunt. Ain't a sensitive soul in my family. Ain't a sensitive soul. Everybody out for themselves. That's how that is. We all still speaking stuff, but the moral of it is, everybody is out for themselves. Everybody's out to get what they can get, do what they can do. And I don't knock nobody for that. I've accepted that, because for one thing, like I said, they in relationships. I'm not. I can't expect people to stop what they doing and come sit with me. I'm not looking for people to come sit with me either, because I know I do better by myself. I remember that woman told me, that's not natural to want to be by yourself all the time. Yes, it is. It is natural. And it's not all the time, but it's the majority of the time. But it's not all the time that I am by myself. What would you rather do? Would you rather live around people who are hateful? Or would you rather live and be in peace? You got to pick your battles. You pick your peace. What's peace to you? Peace to me is not fussing with people every day over stupid stuff such as water or who threw this on the floor. I'm not finna spend my life doing that. You know, I lived these last 30 years fussing, fighting, letting others project onto me what I ought to be feeling, how I ought to act. Oh, well, Christian don't act like that. Well, tell me, how do we act? Because Peter was a cusser. Noah was a drunk. There were some prostitutes in the Bible that were Jesus' friend, Jesus' good friend. Prostitute rubbed his feet, anointed him with oils, alabaster. So how am I supposed to act? I think if you take down, this is what I want people to do for me. If you take down that fantasy version of who you think I am and look at me and my actions of who I am right now, you will see I'm nothing compared to your fantasy version of me. Control what? I don't care nothing about control. You know what control is? Control is a form of witchcraft. I don't work roots. I work scriptures. That's what I do. I work scriptures. To whom much is given, much is required. Now, if I don't sound like the person that you want to be around, fine. And y'all, I'm just talking. I'm just relieving some stuff off of me, because I really just... People have this... Like I said, the projections... I got told I was some things today that I know doggone well God has delivered me from. And you just got to know in your heart that God has delivered you from that stuff. Because if you even thinking about going back, then you've already went back there. I remember before I knew better, and before I knew that if you think it in your heart, you've already done it. Before I knew that, I used to be like, don't make me go back to the old me, because I go back to the old me. Well, that wasn't Christ-like, was it? That wasn't even faith. That wasn't even using faith right there. What you mean you'll go back to the old you? When God delivered you, didn't he deliver you? Or was that fake? Stuff like that. I'm not finna sit here saying you're going to make me mad and I'm going to go back to the old ways. Let me tell y'all who that will hurt. When you turn back around and you go back the other way instead of the right way to the old you, you hurt you. You don't hurt the people who are hurting you. And that's what they want you to do. They want you to get off course and hurt yourself. And I'm not talking about the S word, y'all. I'm not talking about unaliving yourself. I'm talking about they want you to hurt yourself. Go backwards so that you can go through more pain. They don't want you to get out of your comfort zone. See, they know pain is where they feel most comfortable at blaming others. See, you can't blame others when you're in a good space of mindset or frame of mind. You can't do that. Because a good mind, mental wellness ain't going to let you do that. Mental wellness is going to say, what can we do today? Where are we going today? It's not going to say jump back to where we used to be. But when you ain't well, you'll jump back there and you're going to end up with more demons than what you had, than what you were already fighting. So it ain't nothing you can say or do that's going to make me jump backwards or say I'm going back to the old me. The old me does not exist. And that's why I don't live my life like that. See, the old me used to let people tell me, fight about this, fight about that. I mean, real fights, like physical fights. That's what the old me used to do. Because people depended on me to lay hands. That's what I had a reputation for. And sometimes that still comes up when I go places and people be like, oh, I know who she is. They still, try to push my buttons in that area, but it doesn't work. See, I can talk to you in a soft voice and that can bring you to your knees. Because I didn't cuss you out. Because I didn't go off. You want to turn away wrath? Stop yelling and start speaking softly. That's how you turn it away. That's what scripture tells me. And so this projection thing, it works like this. I think somebody said I have been trying to project onto my family for a long time. And that's why nobody likes me. You know what? I left from home at 15. So I didn't try to project my image of what the world is supposed to be or life's supposed to be. If anything, I'm the one that... Listen, y'all. How can I sit there and try to say that I was perfect when I sat there and I had a baby at 15 years old? If I thought I was so perfect, how would I be doing that? That's why you got to know what you know. Don't let people carry you there. Don't let them take you there. I want to sit down and have a talk. I'm not going to let people who got mommy daddy issues try to make me feel bad about how far God has brought me. I'm not going to do it, y'all. I'm telling y'all, that's a miserable life. Don't live off in other people's projections. If you feel that somebody is saying something that you don't agree with, then speak up. If you don't know how to speak up, start practicing. I had to practice in the mirror speaking up to people. I had to walk around my house practicing what I was going to say. I had to. Because I didn't know how to say it. I didn't have no confidence. And I wasn't, it seemed like the only time I would have strength to go off on somebody was when I was drunk or whenever, I had to be liquored up or something. But other than that, I didn't have the confidence to go off on people when I was sober. Y'all know people like that who don't have the confidence to tell you what they need to, Y'all, I'm sorry, I'm starting to stutter now. They don't have the confidence to tell you what they need to tell you. They want to get you told, but because they're not high enough, they can't tell you when they sober. But you catch them when they drunk, they'll tell you what they feel about you. And that's because they suffer from low self-esteem. They need to work on their esteem and get that built up. How do you build your esteem up? Your character. You start working on your character, building your character up. You got to do that. You got to do the inside job and stop blaming others for what you have not done. I tell people right quick, go to therapy. But now I tell people, if you go to therapy, make sure that the person that is your therapist is skilled in what you need. Because not all therapists are skilled at what you need. Like when this narcissistic abuse came out, it's a lot of therapists that don't know how to deal with that. So they treat you as if it's a regular abuse. And it's not. That type of abuse is totally different from regular abuse. Now, I may have had some narcissistic traits coming up, but I'm definitely not a narcissist. I'm not a narcissist. I just love too hard. I lived around it, been around it all my life. I'm still around it. Some things be so disgusting I could just throw up just listening at people talk full of themselves. And that's all they think about is themselves. I remember when I first started going through this situation, first thing I was like, well, why don't you move? I'm like, what? Why I gotta move? Because they were happy to hear that I was going through bad times. Anytime I announce good news, and this is something you need to take note of. Anytime you announce good news and people don't congratulate you and they don't cheer you on, that's an enemy. That's an enemy. They don't like the good news. But when you announce bad news, they start smirking. That's your enemy. They might be in the same house with you, but that's your enemy. You better watch your back on that one. When they start laughing because something bad happened to you, that's your enemy. They don't show you genuine care, that's your enemy. They don't tell you when you're wrong, that's your enemy. Enemy in disguise. And one thing about people who have narcissistic disorders is the reason why they hide so good and they mask who they are is because they're full of insecurities. That's why they need to project everything they can project onto you. They project their insecurities onto you. And that's what's been happening to me. People have been trying to project their insecurities onto me. It's a shame that a black, fat woman cannot be mentally stable. Cannot go through a lot of stuff and still be considered mentally stable. How do you think our ancestors got through back in the days? We never heard of this mental illness stuff. You never saw them, heard talk of them being mentally ill. They worked regardless if they were fat or skinny. Regardless of what, they still got up. Not all of a sudden, everybody got to be delusional that doesn't go along with the narcissist. Well, keep calling me delusional. Keep calling me paranoid. I'm still going to stay in my family life. And that's because, even if it has to be from a distance with some, that's fine with me. That's fine with me because I ain't hating nobody. And I ain't bringing nobody down. And I ain't trying to get nobody on board. Look, I tried to get people on board with me last year. beginning of this year. When it got to June of this year, I said, you know what? Nope, done. When it got to my birthday, you know what? I said, I'm doing great. I'm weaning off even more. I'm learning how to stand on my own through all of this. I'm learning to stand on my own. And it's not easy. I'm standing with God. And that's how it just gotta be, because it was like the more I was telling my family stuff, the more stuff was happening. And I was like, good God Almighty, like what in the world? So I learned how to keep my mouth shut. Now, I'm not suppressing stuff either now, but I just learned how some things you better not tell so-and-so, sister so-and-so, or brother so-and-so. You better not tell them what you got going on. And that's what I learned. I don't tell my kids everything now. Now, if I get to a place where I'm in a mentally bad place, I do, and I just need somebody to talk to, I will talk to them. I will talk to them. But I'm not in that place right now. I was in a place of correcting somebody doing something that I thought was just, you don't do people like that. So I corrected something. That's what I did. And I got in trouble for correcting somebody. And so that's why I'm on here, I guess, talking about it, because that didn't feel good, getting in trouble and getting told that I was not this, I wasn't that. It was a whole bunch of bad stuff was said about me, to me, and I had to deal with that stuff that was said about me. And I was laying back there in the bed. I was like, because I was supposed to go see my mama today. I was supposed to take her 2 ham biscuits. Lord have mercy. That woman love ham. I was supposed to go take her 2 ham biscuits, but I was so tired. And after going through what I went through this morning, I was like, you know what? Let me just, I don't want to take no bad energy around her, because she will feel it. I'm telling you, she'll be like, girl, something wrong with you. You better go on back. Go on back, Kendall. Go on back. Go on, get out. You know, so I don't want to take nothing waiting around. But I'm going to say this. It is never my intentions to try to tell anybody how to live their life. Whether I'm teaching on my Kiva podcast, I'm not trying to project my image onto anybody. I told y'all, we are all a work in progress. And those who want to heal, we are healing. Those who are standing and fighting this good battle, faith battle, we're doing good. We are okay. We're not perfect. We're in a war right now. But that war is every day. That's why the Bible says put on the full armor of God. That war was happening before I even started going through what I'm going through right here. I was already in a war. It was already happening before this. It was just a different type. So, I'm not trying to project anything on anybody. I don't tell you to follow my ways. I tell you to follow God's ways. I say go read the scriptures. Go study the scriptures. There's not a problem that's going on right now that the Bible does not cover. Nobody can name not one problem that is not linked back to scripture. There is all solutions. Nobody can say there's not a solution to what's going on, because it's all in scripture. It's a solution. It's just got to get to that point. But it's a solution for it. And that's how I feel right now. I feel like there is a solution for what I'm going through. And am I delusional? No, I'm not delusional. I'm not delusional. And when I started realizing that I had more people trying to say I was crazy than trying to say, let's see what's going on. Let's help her. I even told people, come sit out here at my house, you know. Come sit out here with me and stuff. They didn't come and sit out here with me. Because they knew I was telling the truth, and they didn't want to come and be part of that. They still part of it anyway. But anyways, that projecting thing is very serious. When people start projecting on you, it takes away from your life and the things that you really want to do and say. Like, say, for instance, if I was a hoochie mama, and some church lady kept always coming up to me saying, this how you supposed to act, this how you supposed to act, you supposed to do it like this, do it like that. If she had a lesson for me every day, just every day, just nagging me about something that she didn't learn, I would be like, oh my God, this woman is just, she's crazy. She's full of herself. But it wouldn't stop me from being a hoochie mama. If that's what I wanted to do, that's what I would do. I would be a hoochie mama. I wouldn't let what she's saying, it may seep into my heart, but I wouldn't let her what she's saying stop me from being who I wanted to be. Now, if I wanted to lose weight, I done learned. You can lose weight. Go ahead and lose weight. And if somebody came up and started saying, this is a form of projection right here. They come up and they start saying, whenever I was losing weight, I had to eat like this. I had to eat apples. You can't eat that right there. What you got in your hand right there, them protein bars and stuff, nah, that'll make you sick right there. Projecting their fears on me of how they suffered when they was trying to lose weight, and now so they want me to feel like I'm suffering too. No, you're not going to do that. I'm going to eat my protein bars. I'm going to get my workout in. I remember somebody kept telling me, oh, if you, what was it? Oh, you can't work out because you're going to mess your body up if you work out. Well, how am I supposed to stay physically fit then? See, people will tell you, when they start getting jealous of you, they will tell you things to disturb you, to disturb your mindset, to distract you from what you really need to do. And that's why I didn't like when I was told I was trying to project on the others when I know I wasn't. Because that takes away people's rights indirectly. And that's not what I was trying to do. I was simply saying that I thought it was disrespectful what happened. And I know if we go somewhere else, nobody would want their food done the way my food got done. That's what I was speaking on. And because of that, it went a whole route. But it's okay. I'm gonna be over it before the day over. It's Thursday, it's Bedroom Thursday, and I got to get back this. Y'all, I've been trying to really clean my house. Like, I can't take it. I don't like seeing it like this. I had it halfway there, and it's like you gotta start over again. But anyways, projection can be used for evil. And if somebody does try to project on you, just go back to the Bible. If they try to put their views on you, go back to the Bible if you need to. If it's something you just don't believe in, you don't do, just say it. I felt like that's what I was doing. Hey, I don't believe in that right there. I don't think that's right, to say, for instance, if you went to a restaurant and you saw somebody digging their butt, then they touched your food, would you eat it? Would you sit there and accept that food? Or would you say, look, I saw what you did and I want my money back? That's what it was like. And when I spoke up about something like that, it turned into something that didn't have to be. But anyways, I feel good because I spoke up for myself. And like I said, I ain't always been the one to speak up for myself. And for those who want to know how I'm actually doing, to be honest with you, I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm not stressing anything. Yes, I'm still going through the same things. And but I just learned to let it be. Let it be. God will send the answer in time. I'm just letting it be. I mean, there's nothing I can do about what other people decide to do. I can only speak up for me. And that's all I can do is speak up for me. And every fear does not require mental health, okay? Let's put it like that. Just because, I'm going to tell y'all, anxiety, there's a healthy dose of anxiety that comes. Because that anxiety warns us that something is wrong. So that we can either go in prayer and fix it, or we can do what we need to do to fix it. That type of anxiety is actually healthy for you. The anxiety that where you constantly worry daily, that's the kind that's not good for you. Okay? So there's anxiety that will move you to action, and then there's anxiety that will just take from you. So mentally, I'm doing well. The best decision I made this year was to stop seeing that therapist I was seeing. Sometimes I want to just release. I just want to release a little bit of our conversations that we had. I may do that one day. That's why I hate my other phone messed up. Because that one lady, oh my God, she was just... She never really tried to help me at all. Unless that's what it's supposed to look like. Anyways, if any of my family members listen to this, please don't be running to the other one talking about what's wrong with Jamie, because there's nothing wrong with me. I'm talking on my podcast. I talk on this podcast almost every day since 2016. Some days are better than others. And today I just happen to have been talking about projection, because it's a lot of people want me to feel some type of way, and I just don't feel that way. They want me to be hush mouth on certain things, and I do hush on certain things now, because I see now that sometimes the one you go to for help is the one that be doing more than the other one. So I've learned. I pay attention to how people treat me. You know what? I'm not afraid to be by myself. Now, do I want to be by myself? No. I don't want to be by myself. I love being around people. I actually like being around people. Good people. That is. I like being around good people. Yup. Y'all, I'm either sleepy or hungry. I don't know that what I'm fixing to eat. I do know that I need to clean up some more. How do y'all do it? Clean up every day. Like, I just had got my flow done and all that, and that's like right back. And I'm a single woman, so how does this happen to me? Yeah. Yeah, but I'm doing great. I got some plans on my agenda that I'm not releasing right now. I might talk about it once I do it, but right now just isn't a good time to talk about it. Other than that, I am finna get off of here and go about my business. I wonder if I want to go get something to eat. I do need to go pick up my blood pressure pills. My medication. I may just go ahead and do that. Alright, y'all. So I hope y'all have a great day. And if you take anything away from this, don't be letting people project what they feel on you or what they've been through. Don't let them make their trauma your trauma. You can't carry all that. That's something that they have to work out. And sometimes you just got to stop people in the middle of their conversation. Hey, wait a minute. I already fixed that. You can't take me backwards. I'm telling you, it's a mess out here. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and happiness. Y'all go have a great day.